Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Mehul. Now, you might have seen a video that I posted earlier on which talks about the best things about New York. If you've not seen that, there'll be a little link coming up in the corner and you can check that out. But right now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the worst things about New York City and some of the things that I saw and experienced that I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know about this. Firstly, it is the smell. You know, New York City does smell. It's crowded, there's traffic galore, a lot of pollution, but to be fair, you expect that from major cities. However, there's a lot of bin bags everywhere, rats. It's not the most pleasant of spaces. And when you go in summer and the bin bags have been out for a couple of days, that smell really does get into the air and it's not pleasant. And also, you know when you see these things in the films, the vents on the ground, smoke coming out of the vents, and you think, nah, surely it can't be like that. It is like that. You walk through those vents and it is horrible. It's like you have nice diffusers for your house that put out nice smells, the smoke coming out. It makes your home pleasant. Well, these are literally diffusers all across New York City that do not make it smell pleasant. So when you get there, do not be overly surprised by that smell. You'll kind of get used to it towards the end, but it's not nice to begin with at all. One of the worst things about New York City is the subway, you know. It made me, when I came back, appreciate the London Underground so much more. I mean, the London Underground is probably double, triple the price, which is probably why the quality of the trains and the stations are a lot better. But when you're there, it does not feel the most safest. You know how you see New York subways on TV and it's always dark and sketchy? That is actually how they are, you know. However, they are quite good. They can take you wherever they need to go. That is if they do run on time. Normally they're always delayed, but they do not look nice. It's metal everywhere. It's not a welcoming environment to be in the New York subways. And the next thing that I wasn't too keen on about New York, and it's something that really saddens me to say this because I went in 2018 to New York, and right now in 2023 it probably has gotten so much more worse, is the level of homelessness everywhere. You know, I don't think you can go around various different corners in Manhattan and not see a homeless person, and whether they're just kind of lying on the street, screaming to themselves, talking to themselves, it's definitely something that is quite uncomfortable to see. And especially now with the state that the world is in, you can imagine that it's gotten worse over the time. I hope it's not. I hope it's actually got better. But yeah, it's just not nice to see that. And it's just like, wow, it makes you quite sad. I said in my other video about the best things about New York is the fact that it is the city that never sleeps. Well, for every pro that I said it had, there is a con for it being the city that never sleeps. It's the traffic. You're always hearing cars outside, horns blaring even in the middle of the night. You're always hearing people walking around screaming. You always hear sirens going on. So when you're trying to sleep, it can be a little bit annoying, the fact that it is the city that never sleeps. So that literally does have its pros and cons to it. And finally, it is absolutely expensive in New York City. It is very, very pricey. You can cheap it by getting these dollar slices. You can cheap it generally by the food that you eat. However, the accommodation there is absolutely eye-watering. To get hotels out in New York, it is very, very expensive. Especially with the fact that they've kind of banned short-term Airbnbs, so you're forced to go into the hotels. A trip can really add up in terms of the prices that you spend in New York. And especially if you're going out every single day, that can add up. But I assume it's pretty much like traveling to any major city in the world. But those hotel prices, my God, you are in for a shock if you've never been before and you see those prices. But guys, these are the worst things that I kind of felt that there were about New York City. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because it really will make a difference.